Good evening, friends. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and compliments of the season. And here I am today sharing with you good news uh, which Street Providence has received. We basically have been given a grant by APPI, that is Azim Premji Philanthropic Initiative. APPI, it's a philanthropic branch of Azim Premji's organization Wipro, and it's one of India's biggest philanthropic organization, and they have agreed to support us for the next 3 years for 3 of our homes up to about 60 men. Well, it's been a long wait for us getting the paperwork organized, because when moment you take a donation the moment you apply for a grant from a foundation as big as Azim Premji, the paperwork is massive. It's taken us almost 9 months to get the paperwork. And one thing good, end of the day, is I feel proud that we are the youngest NGO ever to get a grant from APPI, or maybe in India, because usually we are just 3 years old. Usually getting grants is you need to have a substantial balance in your balance sheet. You need to have work done. You need to be presentable to the funder. And like I said, we are the youngest NGO ever to be granted a fund from Azim Premji, that is APPI, as we are just 3 years old. I'm sure our work has spoken for itself. Our accounts, our systems have passed the strictest checks at APPI, enabling us to get these grants in spite of being only 3 years old, with just 2 balance sheets in hand. As the third balance sheet for 1920, you know that when you close your accounts in March 20, you get till October, November, December to file your return for a trust. But now, since the pandemic is there, they have extended it. But we had only two balance sheets with us, and we gave the third balance sheet provisional, which they accepted, signed by the CA. And we also gave the statement up to October for 2020, means from April to 20. So they took all the figures together. And that's the level of transparency we maintain at Street Providence where accounts are concerned. It's basically the transparency which we operate, the free flowing operation which we run, which is acceptable to everybody and anybody who works with us, who's a volunteer. And we run one of Goa's out of the box operation towards eradicating hunger and homelessness, which caught the eye of those at APPI. I would like to thank, there are many people who have played a role with me in the last 3 years or in the last 6 years, and I'm going to name all these people because without them this is not a one-man show. But the main person behind this has been my brother-in-law John Pinto and his wife Jonita, who most people know as Budi, who have been taking care of this paperwork for the last 9 months. I didn't do any paperwork. It was them who did the paperwork. But the person who actually introduced me to APPI was a priest by the name of Father Edward. He's the president of CRI Bangalore Archdiocese. And he just met me for 1 hour when I met him somewhere in the month of February, and he told me, I'll put you on to APPI. Today I stand with folded hands and I say thank you to all these people who I'm going to name now. First I need to thank God for giving me the inspiration to run this unique program of dealing with hunger and homelessness in Goa. Second person I need to thank is my wife, who started the project with me in 2014 when one of my kids was just born and one was yet to be born. We used to cook tiffins at home and distribute in the village. And there were 3 people who played a part with us. One was Abdul, who used to work with us. He used to deliver the tiffins in the morning. Abdul left, and there was a guy by the name of Polly. He would deliver the tiffins. Then Polly left the job, and there was a guy named Ram. So these 3 guys for 3 years or 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, would actually physically deliver 50 tiffins to people in Saligaon and Samalda daily. If it was not for them, we would not have reached this level. Then as we installed the fridge, first fridge on 27/5/2017, there were people or parishioners from Samaldao Giri, we come under St. Daigo's Church, and they joined hands with me immediately, and that was, I'll name them in detail, I have the list. It was Lazar, Marcos, Joe DeMello, late Advocate Ian Zuzat, Mrs. Mendonça from Mr. Farmer, John D'Souza, Jack, Matthew and his brother-in-law Concy, Trevor, who's getting married 2 days from now, another Trevor who works in HDFC Bank, there was Nicholas, there was Marina, there was Melina, and there were many, I can't remember the rest, but these were the people who stood with us right from we started the first fridge till we actually grew. Also there was a guy from Asagao, Keegan, he would come regularly to pick up food from places and bring it to the food bank. And during those 6 months we had a lot of issues. It was new, it was a lot of tension, stress. I used to sleep 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, go around collecting food in the night, and I developed a lot of health issues which got sorted out. As we started picking up food, basically we got, as soon as we started the project, we got food from Royal Food Verna, we got food from Hotel Fortune, Dr. Brito, we got food from Cremox, Mr. Vincent the baker, and we got food from Deccan Chemicals, Corlin. And it was like very exciting that so much food was coming in, but I didn't have much hands-on, I didn't have much manpower with me, so I would do it myself and I would get some people along. In Margao we started collecting food June 2017, and we were not even based in Margao. And here I thank Sister Musella Nunes from Presentation Convent, who volunteered with 2 other nuns to pick up food for 6 months from Royal Food outlets in Margao and Cremox outlets in Margao, and she would go around the city feeding the people this food for the first 6 months. So from June, July 2017, when we started feeding people on the streets, we found a lot of them were sick, cold, damaged, a lot of problems. So we didn't stop at feeding them. We started trying to get them off the street. So what we used to do, we would take them to a place like New Creation Home or Don Bosco St. Joseph Kalangut, Saligao Seminary, multiple seminaries on a Saturday, to clean them up, bathe them, feed them, check for medicine, just give them a one day break and drop them back to the street. And here I would like to thank 3 people who came forward to run this project of picking up people on a Saturday morning and doing all this. First was Mario Venancio from Saligao. He would come with his rickshaw and give us the rickshaw to bring the people up and down and all. Then there was Sapnish, who would actually collect them in Mapsa or in Panjim. And then there was Ansela, my ex-trustee, who also was part of this project. And slowly, we started using a few space at New Creation Home Kalangut, where people would stay there, and it went on for 3-4 months. And then we got marching orders and we moved. And it was at this time that my brother-in-law John Pinto had gave us his house in Porvorim for a very minimum, like cheap rent, just for the agreement, and we started using that house. December was the time we grew. December 2017, we started multiple fridges, namely Margao, Panjim, Santines, Old Goa, Ponda, Pilar, and another 30 fridges. Then early 2018, we started our second home at St. Michael's Chapel, Asnora. There's a chapel on top in Asnora, and we thank the trustees. The trustees there, Simon, Joachim, and Luis. There are 3 trustees out of 12 who opened up their doors to this project, and we are still in that home. This is the 4th contract we are going to sign, and we are still in that home. Quickly we moved in. Quickly in February or March we took another home in Mapsa, and that was due to Liz Pimenta and her family. And then the homes just went on and on and on. Now we thank, as the projects ran, the food ran, the homes ran, multiple programs ran. There were multiple people who supported us, because you always require support. And we thank the government of Goa for the last 3 years. No trouble, no disturbance. Usually we feel afraid the government will trouble you and all. No, there was no trouble. We thank the Archbishop of Goa for opening his door to our fridge, and we have a fridge of the food bank in the Archbishop's home. Also the Archdiocese of Goa, a lot of priests, nuns opened their doors to us. I thank specially Father Maverick from Caritas. For 18 months he held my hand. Those who know what it means will understand what he did. Father Ubal, the parish priest of Pati Church, for allowing us to use the church on top, which was closed for rehabilitation. FMCK congregation, who played a big part in this project last 3 years. and they are still supporting us. They are still giving us the support, headed by Sister Fatima and their provincial Sister Vandana. We had 3 homes of theirs. Now we have 2. One home we discontinued because it was across the border and the logistics were not working out. Goa police. You see, since we pick people from the street, the risk, the liability, the in case he comes off, and multiple issues. So Goa police supports us in a big way, and there were multiple people in Goa police who I'm going to thank specially, starting from former DYSP Serafin Dias to now SP Serafin Dias, who guided me when I was going wrong, who spoke to police, who got the police involved, because we were not registered with the police. And during the course of conversation, during the course of our operation, we met SP Bosco George, who introduced me to the DIG and told him, sir, see, like this work is happening in Goa, why don't we support him? And the DIG of Goa was kind enough to issue us a note, give us an opportunity to speak to the inspectors and the top level of police, asking them that they should support such a movement to get people off the street. We also need to thank DYSP Bosco Edwin from Porvorim SDPO and DYSP Rawat Uttam Rawat from SDPO Panjim, who have these North Goa police stations are the places where more homeless people come, because the DYSP may be speaking to the PIs and convincing them to get people off the street. So very grateful to DYSP Edwin Colasso from Porvorim SDPO and DYSP Uttam Rawat from Panjim SDPO. We also thank FHIC congregation headed by Sister Shirley and her nuns for attempting to work with us, and we are sure one day we will set aside our issues and work together, because they gave us a place in Margao, which we are trying to sort out the issue we are having there. We thank the Jesuit house fathers who gave us the night shelter for almost 6 months to run. We shut it down just before the COVID. We thank Pradosh Amodkar. Now we spoke about rehabilitation, now we're speaking about food. We thank Pradosh Amodkar as the president of the Caterers Association, or part of the Caterers Association. He introduced me to multiple caterers, multiple people who deal in food, extra food, and that is where our food bank stabilized. We thank also Navtara group of companies. Last almost 2 years they give us, till the pandemic, before the lockdown, they were giving us about 300 kilos of extra food every day across all their 9 or 10 outlets. Now it's come less because of the COVID, and because of them our food bank program grew. We thank Deltin Casino for giving us fantastic food for almost 1 year. Non-veg food. Navtara is veg, this is non-veg. We also thank Indie Hospitality and Varun Albuquerque from Radisson and Donos Olivia for giving us food before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and now also. From their 2 hotels we get food, and the list can go on. It's going to take a lot of time. Now coming back to APPI, Azim Premji, the guy. There were 4 people who I need to thank. One was Mahesh, who started the paperwork with my sister. Then there was Rajni, the accountant of theirs, who went through all our details, all our accounts, scrutinized everything. Then there was Sashi, who came down for the inspection, and last was Rishi, who actually finalized or agreed or understood or verified whatever we did. So thanks to these 4 people from Azim Premji Foundation for recognizing our work, although we were small, although it's a new concept what we are doing, but they are part of a homeless operation. They fund multiple homeless homes across India, and we thank them. In between, when we started, we also came across 2 Goan bureaucrats, which I'm going to name, Michael D'Souza and Anthony D'Souza. Both were secretaries in the government, who worked with me in 2017, giving shape to the program, speaking to people, guiding me, because at that time we had not registered as a trust. And now the best part is to all the benefactors. There are multiple people who have stood with us in spite of turbulences we faced because of the Bati Church. You must have been aware, it went on social media about Bati Church and this and that. But we had a drop in donation for some time. But once the truth came out, the donations went back. So we thank all those benefactors who stood with us, especially the early benefactors who came in July or June 2017, when we didn't have a trust. That time I used to spend money from my personal account. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, till January, February, there were people who would pay our bills directly without routing the money to us, who would route the money to me and I would pay the bills. I thank all those. There are about 8 or 9 of them, and they are still with us. They are still with us. It's more than 40 months or 45 months. They are still with us, funding us. To To our chartered accountant, Mrs. Neeru Agnihotri and her husband Bio, who keep track of our accounts and put lot of pressure on me to maintain the accounts, and they are very strict and demanding explanation all the time. Thank you, Mrs. Neeru, and thank you, Mr. Bio, for supporting our work. To our office assistant, we have only one girl in the office, Tanaya, and we call her Smolly. And she works beautifully under pressure without retaliating, without getting angry. She knows the files, the documents, papers, and she takes everything positively. And she's the one who moves the papers here and there. So we thank Tanaya also. To my 3 trustees, Advocate Caroline Calasso, my sister Jonita Pinto, and our engineer Freddie Mendes, who support me as trustees in Street Providence. Thank you so much. Then now, when you run 8 or 9 homes, you always have electricity issues, and since it's poor, nobody cares a damn crap about you. You call anybody, but they are not your, they don't, I mean, it's poor people. Here we thank Lyndon Montero, the OSD to the Power Minister of Goa, who always has seen that our homes have power. See, the homes are scattered, sometimes it's rainy season, there are multiple issues. Very difficult when you're dealing with physically challenged or sick people in the home and you have no power, battery fail. Lyndon Montero has gone out of his way, and his full team in the electricity department always taking care of our electricity needs. It's not that we don't have electricity, but sometimes nobody would come to repair the wires. So there would be so many issues, or we would have stuck. So he always played a role in this last 3 years, and I'm sure he's going to play a role in the future in keeping electricity on in our homes because of the food. Each and every home has almost 100-200 kilos food in the fridges, and if it gets spoiled, we are in a terrible crap. We thank Mrs. Jennifer, the Revenue Minister of Goa, for always trying to find solutions to our problems. We have so many issues at times, so many paperwork is stuck, so many not complaints, so many things need to be sorted out at times, and we don't have anybody. So we always ask WhatsApp her, and she always has reached to us. She always has given us her time, her energy, and her OSD, Mr. Lakshmi Khan, who always follows up for us where we are stuck. We would like to thank also the 2 MLAs from Goa. One is North Goa, one is South Goa. Jayesh Salgaonkar, initially, who supported us with our paperwork, with our logistics, with some issues here and there, and Vijay Sardesai from Fatorda, who allowed us, who's given us logistical support as and when we went to him. There were 2 IAS officers who I would like to thank. Both were there almost 2.5 years. One is Dr. Tariq Thomas. He is the Director of Municipal Administration, who actually deals with homeless street people. Although we signed an agreement, we failed, and we didn't stop looking after him. But he was the man who encouraged us to look after street people, and because of his advice, we today are still looking after homeless street people in spite of no grant from the government. When there is a grant from the government, that's a separate issue. The second IAS officer we would like to thank is the Collector of North Goa, Mrs. R. Mineka, who knows about us, and whenever we have any government official work, we keep informing her, and she does it. So we thank both these officers who are concerned about the homeless in Goa. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our past and our current volunteers, namely those who serve food at the hospitals, those who run the Meals on Wheels project across Goa, those who feed on the street, those volunteers who were with us before the pandemic when the fridges were running. There were a lot of people individually who would collect food, serve food, feed people, and we thank each and every one of these volunteers. Some are still continuing, some have discontinued because of old age, and we understand, it's old age, we don't want people to get sick with the pandemic. And now, since our rehabilitation homes are north and south, it requires dedicated manpower, because sometimes I lose my cool, sometimes I cannot take it. It's frustrating, it's overstressed. So in north, I thank Napoleon Fernandez and Sapnesh Salgaonkar, who takes care of our rehabilitation homes in north. And in south, I thank John Baptist, Orlando Mosquita, and Freddie Mendes, our trustee, who take care of our operations in south. It's not an easy task, my friends, running rehabilitation home spread out across Goa. It's crazy sometimes. You 5 guys and the support teams are really a blessing from God. Last, there is little more, but this is the last person who actually drove our home, which not many people will know. So last but not the least, I would like to thank BJ, Brother Johnson, for allowing us to actually start our rehabilitation home in July 2017 for few men in New Creation Home. And then he asked us to move because I'm sure he thought, he understood, he felt that we need to grow. So good, I walked away in November 2017, last day of 2017, and we did not retaliate when he asked us to go. In fact, on 14th of this month, when the APPI final inspection was there, when we inaugurated our office on the 14th, Brother Johnson also dropped in and prayed with us. And he took time. He was there in Goa for 3 days. He came over, he said a small prayer with us. He spent about 20 minutes, and I thank him for teaching me just one scripture which is still in my head, Luke 6:38. I don't know many scriptures, I just know one scripture, Luke 6:38. And if you see in the last 3 years what the Lord has done, if you see in last 3 years how we have grown, there are many people who keep track of us, there are many people who donate to us regularly, there are many people who get our messages, and we thank each and everyone, and we thank God also for giving us the favor. We have the favor of God. You know, we had numerous setbacks. I had multiple health issues, threats, police complaints at police station. Good volunteers left me. Donations dwindled at some point of time. It looked like I was going to be arrested multiple times. I lost my health, and there were various other problems. But it was always the favor of God that I passed the trials and tribulations and the challenges. Even today, we are in a tight situation. There is a complaint lodged, and we will sort it out when the time comes. So in 3 years, with 2 balance sheets, one is not even audited because there was nothing to audit, and one was audited, and a grant from India's biggest philanthropic organization is not a small achievement. It's more than an award. It's a 3-year grant, and it opens up doors, it opens up opportunities, it opened up more foundations to supporting us, because we look after different type of people, we look after different types of sick people, and they are foundations ready to give you grants for those type of work. So we thank God for having the favor on us. We thank God that He has given us this project to run, and to all the benefactors, God bless you so much. Whatever seed you have sown, it has gone into the right operation. Be rest assured, your donations are planted properly where you can see the fruits. I don't need to show you the fruits, you can see the fruits. And you know what, there are some few 4, 5, 6 people who don't believe us. See, I cannot please everybody all the time. It's impossible to please. So sorry, you can try to spoil my name. We have jealousy. I'm also jealous. I also have the jealousy issue. But you cannot doubt my integrity where accounts and money is concerned. God bless you all and keep supporting us.